I'm here at VidCon with Rohan, and so tell me a little bit about your experience with in Peru.
Almost a year to the day today, actually. I went to Peru for a month and volunteered at a not-for-profit organization that a friend of mine runs called Voices for Peru. And they work up in a community called Lomas, where there is very little running water and no sewerage, and families often go hungry. They only eat one meal a day because they are so poor.
You wanted to go back, just like I'm wanting to go back, but you're running into some problems. What are these problems?
Yeah. This year I had planned on spending 6 months back in Lomas volunteering for the same organization, but unfortunately a couple of weeks before I actually was due to leave,
the World Cup is going in the background. So we got VidCon and the World. This is an epic day.
Yeah, it really, really is. Just a couple of weeks before I was due to leave, Dan contacted me and he said that ever since Christmas last year, the level of gang-related violence was increasing quite significantly, and that because I'm so obviously not local and it just wasn't safe for me to go there without a bodyguard, a full-time bodyguard, and it was just something that I couldn't afford, and I didn't want to put that extra stress on him because he had a baby on the way, and I felt like me being there would actually be more of a hindrance than a help to him at this stage, so I had to postpone the trip indefinitely.
See, that's another expense that a lot of people don't understand because, you know, even in Bangladesh, you have, like, you know, you can see the gear that I have. It is a lot more expensive than the average income, especially when in a country where 80% of the country earns less than $2 a day. You are a target, and so you can't just hop on a bus. Like when I wanted to go to the food bank, I could have hopped on a bus to help the food bank. But if I want to go somewhere in a rural village, if I hop on a local bus, it is a risk. And most of the people advise me, just like they're advising you, that you need to have some sort of more expensive form of transportation. Either it's a guard or it's like a taxi cab that is trusted service, and this raises the cost. And especially, you didn't use the $200 for your, you didn't use the donations for your overhead. I didn't use the donations for my overhead. So this is expenses that most people don't understand that happens in development.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, and again, I'm so glad that someone, another YouTuber understands. I'm so glad that
I can empathize with you because it is so much more difficult than you would expect seeing such a well-produced video, online from the comfort of your own study or bedroom. It's just it's something that most people, I guess, would never come across.
You were lucky. You had a short trip. You edited everything at home. But if you were to try and edit over there, would you run into problems like internet and power outages and lack of running water?
Yeah, absolutely. We were staying at an orphanage which did not have an internet connection, and so the only internet connection that was available to us were some internet cafes that were further down the hill in the more wealthy areas. But those internet cafes were outrageously slow, and they're very cheap, but not suitable for watching or uploading online video at all. So there was no chance that I was going to be able to upload that video while I was still in Peru.
Right. Yeah. And again, I feel happy. I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, someone understands. It's very hard. It's to do a project like this where you are staying long term in a developing country where you have limited internet access. It's very hard to be involved in the YouTube community. So I really need to rely on as many YouTubers who have good connections in the developing world.
Well, and to rely on services like Twitter and Facebook, which take up a lot less bandwidth, and you can use those a lot easier in developing countries. Right. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, even though the YouTube community has been so helpful for me, what makes it great is like I can just tweet a photo, and even if it's a small, low resolution photo, it takes up like 10 minutes to upload. But that's still better than a day and a half for a video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in the day and a half is a theory. Like you can't, you wouldn't have.
Well, I mean, you couldn't possibly book out an internet cafe for that amount of time.
And they wouldn't have electricity during that time.
It depends. I mean, power outages in the town we were in were quite common. So.
What's your channel, just so people know?
My channel is RoboFillet, or RoboFillet if you're fancy. Yes, that's basically all.
Cool. It was finally great to meet you. It's this is how the nerd fighting community works. We were able to do this even though we never met.
I know.
And yet I knew you weren't a scam, and so we knew that we're in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, thanks, man. All right, I better let you go back to World Cup.
I will enjoy it. We're in extra time right now, so
all right.
I'm kind of excited.
And thanks to Ben Hughes at Obviously Ben Hughes for filming. Let's flip this around.
Hi, guys.